Hi, my name is Amrit Singh from Forever Strong Performance. I'm here today at the Nest to take you guys through a bodyweight session. All movements will be scalable to wherever you are, and all you need is yourself and a towel. Let's get it going. Okay guys, we're going to get started with a nice general bodyweight warm-up. This warm-up will get you prepped for the session and a great go-to for any training session. So first movement we're going to get started with is a walkout. So the walkouts, you just want to hinge your hips back, try and touch just in front of your toes. If you can't do that, that's fine. You could bend your knees until you've got your hands on the ground and then just walk yourself out. Stop in the push-up position, you're going to sink your hips. Try not to tense up, take a nice deep breath and then just walk yourself back up. I'm just going to do 5 reps. Take your time, just move through it, try and stay nice and relaxed. If you want to look over your left shoulder, look over your right shoulder, do it. Just like to move around a little bit before my session. Yeah. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed, nothing too stressful. Just moving through it. I think this is 4. And one more. Then on the 5th rep, you're going to pause and go into some groiners. So I'm just taking my right foot up and just outside of my right hand. And you're going to keep this dynamic, so we're not going to hold anything. So as I drop my hip, I raise my chest, knee comes off the ground, keep alternating. That's 2, 3, we're going to do 10. 5 on each side. That's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. From there, we're going to go into some perfect stretch and rotations. So you've just finished your groiners. You're still in this push-up position. If you need to have a break in between these movements, that's totally fine. Go back into that groiner position. You're keeping your back leg off the ground. If it's too difficult, you can sink your back knee. That's fine. Take your elbow down, rotate and reach for 5, 4, 3, really trying to reach for the ceiling and spread your shoulder blades. That's 5. And just switching sides. Again, you can sink that back knee if need be. If it's difficult to hold, me personally, I'll keep my leg off the ground. You get more of a stretch through the hip flexor. Try and go to your end range. You feel a bit of a pinch in your hamstring groin. Rotate and reach. Rotate and reach. That's 2, 3, really opening up through the thoracic spine, so your upper back. That's 4. And that's 5, pushing against the ground and opening up. Nice. Next movement, just a prison squat, yeah? Tempo, so I'm just going to get some control, just so you can own your positions rather than just moving up and down mindlessly. Let's try and take your time through your warm-up to actually move well. So this is your 1, 2, 3, 4th movement, prison squat. Set your feet about shoulder width or wherever you like to squat from. It's all individual, yeah. And then I'm going to throw a tempo in. You can do 2 seconds down, 3 seconds down, pause at the bottom, and do the same tempo on the way up. So hands are going to be behind your head for this, just to encourage you to keep your chest up and get your mid and upper back muscles involved. So it should look a little bit like this. Take a nice deep breath. Control. 2, 3, hold. 2, 3, and up. 2, 3, nice. 1, 2, 3, hold. 2, 3, up. 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3, hold. 2, 3, up. 2, 3. 2 more. Hold. And control all the way up. Last one. hold, and all the way up. Making sure you're pushing through your whole foot. Heels shouldn't be coming off the ground. Big toe, little toe, and heel should be firmly in the ground when you're doing your squats. Last two movements, back onto your mats. We have the shoulder tap. So again, you set yourself up like you're going to do a push-up. I want your feet just outside your mat or wider than shoulder width, just to stop you from rocking from left to right. And then we're trying to get right hand on left shoulder, and we're just alternating. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last movement, swimmer hovers. Take yourself down to the mat, face down, so prone position. And you're going to start with your hands in your lower back. If that's a struggle, you can just start by your side. So my hands are in my lower back, my shoulders want to roll forwards. At this point, I'm going to pin my shoulder blades back. Take my hands to the sides, rotate. So my thumbs are up, pause in this sort of I shape, and keep rotating. Make sure you're pinning your shoulders back and rotating, coming back round. That's 3 reps. Shrug the shoulders back, rotate. 4 reps, don't let your hands touch the ground. And 5 reps. Nice and controlled. So those are the movements for your warm-up. I want you to work through that for 2 more rounds. And by the end of that, you'll be ready to go. Okay, so we're moving on to the main bulk of today's workout. We'll be doing a superset, so you have 3 movements you'll be doing back to back. First movement will be your push-up. We're going to try and work between 5 and 12 reps, depending on where your strength level is at the moment. I want you to make sure that you're moving well, no matter what number of reps you're trying to hit. Second movement will be your single leg RDL. Again, you'll be working between 5 and 8 reps on each leg. And then your third movement will be your isometric towel hold. This one won't be for repetitions, it'll be for time. So I'll be expecting you to hold that movement from anything between 10 seconds and 30 seconds, again, depending on your strength level and depending on how hard you want to push yourself. We'll repeat that whole process. So you do the push-up into the single leg deadlift, into the towel holds. You rest for anything between 30 and 90 seconds, and then you go back into that whole superset. I'm expecting you to try and get between 4 and 6 rounds done, depending on your time, and again, strength levels and whether you want to work out a little longer or a little shorter. So the first movement is a push-up. In terms of your push-up options, you can go into a standard push-up. A couple of things you need to know in terms of your setup. You want your hands right under your shoulders, making sure your body's in a nice straight line. When you're doing your push-up, you want your elbows to track about 45 degrees. Yeah, so you don't want your elbows up here and you don't want them tucked right in close. Look for that middle ground. Try and keep your shoulders away from your ears as well. So you want to keep your shoulders in a nice natural position where they are when you're standing. So first movement, you push up, nice straight line. You can either start here, between 4 and 12 reps. If that's too difficult, set up like you're about to do the full movement. Drop your knees to the ground. Yeah, so just lessening the amount of weight you're going to have to push. But the movement looks exactly the same. So you're moving in a nice straight line towards the ground, coming away in a nice straight line. And this is the sort of pace I want you to go at, not trying to motor through all your reps. Focus on quality. The last progression that you can use is if you've got like a yoga block, this will work well, or a a cushion, or a couple of books, anything that's going to kind of give you something to work towards. So you place the yoga block or the books or the cushions or whatever you've got right under your chest, and you're going to lower yourself with control, make contact, push away. So it should look a little bit like this. So you're in a push-up position. Be regimental with your setup. Drop your knees, control down, making contact, push up, push up. Again, 4 to 12 reps, depending on what you're going to aim for today. I would say aim for a rep range that enables you to kind of focus on technique and doesn't warrant you breaking down and moving poorly. So pick one of those progressions and work between that rep range, 4 to 12 reps. And then you're going to go straight into your second movement, which will be a single leg deadlift or a single leg Romanian deadlift. Again, there's a progression, so if you do struggle with the main movement, we can scale it back a little bit and give you something to work towards. So the single leg deadlift, you're focusing on hinging through the hips. So you're not going to think of just bowing over and curling up. What you want to think is you're trying to get your hips back towards the wall behind you, but we're going to do this with on a single leg. Yeah. So I'll keep my right foot planted. You want your whole foot firmly in the ground. Really grip the ground with your big toe, heel and little toe. Ideally you want to be doing this whole session in flat shoes. If you guys are at home, do it barefoot, best option. What I want you to do now is plant that right foot, and you're going to think about shooting your butt back and letting your back leg lengthen towards the wall behind you. Keeping this leg slightly bent, your right knee slightly bent. As soon as you feel your hamstring and your glute, you're going to stand tall and lock out. So you're just squeezing your glute, squeezing your hamstrings, and then again, little pause, lock out, trying to control through the whole movement. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to get 8 reps. 7. Try and focus on staying nice and controlled. And 8. Again, I've given you a rep range to work towards. Anything between 5 and 8 reps will be good. If balance is an issue, I don't want you to just wobble around and be falling around through the whole movement. Either do this next to maybe the kitchen worktop or anything that will give you a bit of aid and stop you wobbling around. Remember, you've got to do the same number of reps on each leg. And again, move with intent, think of quality. Don't just round through the spine. Keep nice and controlled through the midsection, looking for your hamstring and glute at the end of the movement, standing tall and locking out. Okay, for the final movement, you're going to be doing a bent over iso towel hold. So this is where you're going to need your towel. Just a regular sort of towel, nothing too small. What you'll want to be able to do is grab both ends and stand in the center of the towel. Get a good grip either side of the towel. I'm going to stand through the center. Yeah, and at that point you're probably going to be hunched over and trying to keep hold of the towel. So what you're trying to do here is you're going to try and lock yourself in by pulling on the towel and straightening your back. So you can see me going from a passive sort of relaxed state, and as soon as I start to pull on the towel, I'm trying to crank on the towel. You see my shoulders get down and go down and back. You can see my lats working. And as I try and push my feet into the ground at the same time, I feel my whole body working in this isometric contraction. We're going to try and hold this between 10 and 30 seconds. So if you want to challenge yourself, go up towards the 30-second mark. If you're new to this, I'd say stay and hover around the 10 to 15-second mark. So you're just holding, cranking on the towel, and just trying to stay there and focus on keeping your abs tight and your lats tight. Feeling your hamstrings, full body movement. Once you're done, you can let go of your towel. Okay, so for the final element of today's session, we've got a little finisher planned. It's only going to take you 5 minutes. Again, you're going to need your timer. And the format of the workout is a 5-minute EMOM. So EMOM stands for every minute on the minute. So at the start of each minute, I want you to try and get 5 seconds of hollow hold, 5 knee tucks, and 5 alternating V-ups. So I'll take you through that now. First movement, hollow hold. Got a few options here, again, depending on which one you can hold in terms of difficulty. First one, so if you want to start with the easiest option, you're going to pull your knees in towards your chest, focusing on driving your lower back into the ground and just tucking your chin. Keep the hands internally rotated towards the ground. And you're just going to hold there for 5 seconds. If this is too easy or you feel like you're not really working, then progress with one leg out. I'm keeping contact with my other foot against my knee. Nothing changes in my upper body. I'm still trying to squeeze my midsection. 5 seconds here if need be. If this is too easy or you just want more of a challenge, both legs out, 5 seconds. And again, if you want to take it to the next level and you feel like all of those movements are fairly comfortable, arms and legs out, lower back firmly into the ground, and you're going to hold there for 5 seconds. Second movement is the knee tuck. You can go straight in after the hollow hold. So if I was here, my knee tucks would be knees in towards my chest, trying to straighten my legs. Knees in towards my chest, trying to straighten my legs. My lower back is firmly in contact with the ground throughout. That's your 5 reps done. The last movement is a single leg V-up. So you'll start completely outstretched on the ground and you're going to alternate. You're trying to reach for the ankle, come back down, reach for the ankle, come back down, reach for the ankle, come back down. That's 4, 5. So the idea is you do each movement every minute on the minute, 5 of everything. 5 hollow hold, 5 knee tucks, 5 alternating V-ups. Good work, guys. You've got your daily fix in. Hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, just reach out. Be happy to help. Time to just rest and digest, get a good meal in, get some good sleep, and be ready to go again tomorrow. Have a good one. Thanks.